for a conversation on this particular issue. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening. Hope you're doing well.
I'm very fine, yeah.
Great. So I was just trying to give a background to my listeners there about where the Cecilia Dapaah case started from and where it has actually gotten to. You definitely are not satisfied. Yeah. That's why you are taking the steps you are taking. Share with us more what you really have difficulties with. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
I said our concern has to do with the inconsistencies of. Are you hearing me?
Yes, please. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm saying that our concern is about the inconsistencies of the stories we keep hearing, and the greatest worry is about the fact that EOCO has failed or refused to investigate the allegation or the money laundering allegation which was forwarded to them by OSP. EOCO is one institution which, if you know, they even investigate issues which fall outside their mandate. If you remember, they investigated me for procurement breaches, which was not within their mandate. I have to use the High Court to rule against them before they stopped. Recently, when Professor Stephen Adai made an allegation of corruption and corruption-related issues against, I think, Ministry of Roads, quickly EOCO went in and investigated and cleared them. So even where their mandate does not go, they are quick to investigate. So this one falls right within their mandate, and they said they will not investigate. That keeps us wondering, what is the story behind the story of Madame Cecilia Dapaah? We want to unravel the story behind the story of Madame Cecilia Dapaah. That is why we are petitioning Parliament.
So your worry is that what the EOCO said it cannot do, it actually can do. It is simply refusing to do.
Exactly. They didn't say that it's outside their jurisdiction or their mandate. If you listen to or you read the document from the OSP, they made it clear that it was money laundering issue. So it falls outside their mandate, which one can understand. If EOCO had told us that they also have done investigation and they find out that it is outside their mandate, we have no problem. But then they have not told us that, and they decided not to do the investigation. But they are very notorious of investigating cases which even fall outside their mandate. That keeps us worried.
They have mentioned that what they are doing is based on advice from the Attorney General's Department. The Attorney General Department knows, or officers there, and indeed the Attorney General himself know our laws very well. And so if they are the ones who ultimately advise state institutions, even the president and the government, he's a principal advisor, clearly the expectation is that the advice that they've given is watertight.
That gives us even more cause to worry, because I don't see we are not lawyers and I'm not a lawyer, so forgive me for that. But I don't see the reason why Attorney General will advise that don't investigate. I thought the best thing the Attorney General will have advised is that investigate. You can finish the investigation and tell us you found nothing. If you found nothing, we can't force a EOCO to find something which they didn't find. But to say don't do the investigation, it beats some of us our understanding. That's why I'm saying that we want actually to understand the story behind the story. Maybe the Attorney General himself may be called to Parliament to explain, because we don't understand. Cases which fall outside their jurisdiction, they go ahead and investigate. Cases which are within their jurisdiction, you say no, they should not. It beats some of us our understanding.
Could it be that there's really nothing in there to investigate or to prosecute? Maybe the Cecilia case is just a case that nothing can come out of. I've seen a video of an interview with a respected and statesman, senior lawyer Sam Okujeto, in which he said that there's absolutely nothing wrong with someone having money. There's nothing that makes it illegal. Everybody is entitled to have wealth, and nobody goes around questioning people as to why and how they own certain monies that they have, how they bought a car that they own, for instance, or a mansion that they built, or a business that they started. Why is it special? And in fact, there's no law that says do not keep money in your home. So what Cecilia has done is what everybody does anyway, except that she has a case out there, but strictly speaking, there's nothing to pull out of that. It's a complete waste of the efforts of the state to try and prosecute someone for being rich.
I beg to differ with him on several grounds. Ground number one, if you read clause 4 of Article 286, which talks about asset declaration, Honorable Cecilia Dapaah, being a minister of state, is supposed to declare her assets. And according to clause 4 of the 286, if the assets found with her that do not correspond with the declaration that she made or do not match with her known sources of income, then those assets are quite contrary to the Constitution. That is one. Two, if you go under Section 1, subsection 3 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2020, it also provides that anyone who is being investigated for money laundering and the person having in his or her possession property which he or she cannot account for or cannot be reasonably attributed to his or her sources of income is guilty of money laundering. So, Honorable, I don't know where Honorable Okujeto is coming from. Well, that is his understanding of the law, being a lawyer, but I vehemently disagree with him.
Okay, but the issue about asset declaration, it is only upon investigation, which investigation proves that what she declared at the beginning of the government is not what was seen at the end of the government, or there's some proceeds there that cannot be explained. We have not had any evidence. In fact, the EOCO or the OSP has not said to us that we went to summon the asset declaration form that Cecilia Dapaah wrote some 5 years ago or some 7 years ago. And when we did a correspondence check, we realized that she's acquired or accumulated more money than she explained to us. And so then there's a need to ask her to explain the source of wealth. We haven't even seen that, have we?
Yeah, we can see that because the law which mandates calling of the asset declaration form and the details does not include OSP, but it includes EOCO. And when I was in office, EOCO was writing to me to request people's declaration. So that was one of the issues. That at least they could have looked at it to say, look, this quantum of money is huge. Can we attribute it to your income sources? Did you declare it when you became minister in 2017, I think? And remember, the Constitution says after 4 years, you do another declaration. So have you declared all this? If your court has even done all this work and done some preliminary investigation and come and say, look, we can't find anything, I think we would have given them the benefit of the doubt. But just to tell us that Attorney General says we should not investigate, so we are not investigating. Where we know EOCO is very quick at investigating cases which they don't even have mandate to investigate. It begs the question. And that's why we think we want to just simply understand the story behind the story of Honorable Cecilia Dapaah. We are not saying that she is guilty of anything, but we want the story behind her story. Thank you.
Does it not mean that in the future we should just start looking around for anybody who is rich and then start questioning them? Would that also not be a problem in this country if we start doing that? Or that's actually what's supposed to be done?
In some countries, if you are minded, there is a lifestyle audit done on public officers in particular. If you are holding a position where you have access to public funds, even in the US, they investigate you. So it is not anything new, but that is not the case here. This one, it has come to the public knowledge that, in fact, I don't know, since you, Umaru, you were born, and since I was born, I have never heard of anybody having such amount of money in his or her house. The quantum of the money involve alone rings a bell, especially when you are a public officer. And it is not for no reason that Article 286 requires that declare your assets before you come to office. 4 years on, declare again. And when you are leaving office, declare. But if you declare subsequently and we cannot reconcile what you have just declared with the earlier declaration, and you can also not attribute it to your known sources of income, then we think you have acquired it unconstitutionally. It is not for a joke. The same way also, Section 1, subsection 3 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2020 also says if you are being investigated and you cannot account for some properties under your control or in your possession, and it cannot be attributed also to your known source of income, you are guilty of an offense. So we want to know whether it is because of the prophecy of the president. Remember when the president was receiving her resignation, he prophesied that integrity and reputation also will be restored. Is it because of that prophecy, or it is for the fear of the fact that if she's being investigated under the Money Laundering Act, she may be found culpable under Section 1, Subsection 3? We don't know. That's why I'm saying that the best thing we think we should do is to know the story behind the story. And we think the proof may bring that out.
Finally, are you asking Parliament to do the investigation of the Cecilia case, or you are asking Parliament to investigate EOCO? Which one do you want?
We want Parliament to investigate all. The circumstances under which she got all those monies. If she makes it known to all of us, we'll be happy. We also want to know why EOCO is not interested in doing the investigation.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.